asset campaigns, awareness campaigns, engagement campaigns, traffic campaigns, and conversion campaigns. Would you be able to tell me off the top of your head, firstly, what core metrics are you looking to measure for each of those types of campaigns? And second to that, if you use any partner providers or services to aid in that measurement.
For an asset campaign, we're really looking at cost per piece of content, and we're looking at the number of assets created effectively. It's around the efficiency of using creators to replace more traditional streams of content production. With awareness, we're obviously looking at reach and impressions, the cost of reach, the performance of that. And on top of that, we also want to know the perception of those impressions and how people that have been exposed to that content are feeling about the brand. And to do that, we utilize that to understand not just your typical brand lift, but also which affinities are being driven by each influencer. So the benefit of that is that everything that we do at Takumi is based around optimization. Everything is based off of an initial test, and then we develop on top of that test to optimize creative selection and content performance, creative effectiveness. And that ability to get to understand how an influencer has managed to affect their audience's perception one-to-one, is incredibly powerful. So if we know that we want to drive an affinity for style and innovation, for example, we get to see which influencer has been able to do that, and we may proceed further with more creators who have that capability rather than someone that was driving an affinity on value. In terms of traffic, we're looking at website clicks, cost per click. We do use media to amplify posts now, so we fall in line with most metrics and measurements. And then conversion, conversion can be incredibly tricky. We actually use various parties who I won't share at this point, but in the US, we have an end-to-end attribution model which utilizes credit card and payments data across over 500 US retailers. That can be done without the use of any kind of tracking technology. It's done at point of sale and anonymized back to the audience, the aggregate audience of an influencer, can measure online and offline sales. So, that's, I think, probably the leading edge solution. In the rest of the world, we have a very simple solution which looks at conversion from a contribution perspective. So what we don't want to do is use tracking links and then essentially try and convince a brand that influencer has been the single touch point responsible for an online sale, because it's just not true. So we use a partner that plugs into a brand's Google Analytics, looks at the other activities that are going on that are driving traffic, looks at the averages, looks at the time our influencers post and the performance of those posts, and makes a calculation to say, you know what, this content probably contributed to X amount of dollar sales. And we think that's fair. We know when we report into a business, for every conversion we claim, there are probably 2 other business units claiming that sale too. So it's fair. Our clients seem to find it very realistic, as do we, as a measurement. And, as long as you've got consistent measurement, you're always able to optimize and do better.